hope you like it. Like it too much. No. Okay. Okay, so my last DIY video got a lot of love and attention on here, and I'm so freaking grateful for that, especially for you guys looking over the horribly uncomfortableness of it. That video physically makes me cringe. I don't like it. Anyway, that was 2 years ago, and I had this other big DIY project going on that I was like, let's record it. You guys like seeing it. Let me give you something else. So this one is Disney themed, and it's for a friend, and yeah, I tried talking to the camera more and doing some voiceovers to make it easier to follow and hopefully explain what I'm doing. I'm still bad at explaining what I'm doing, but hopefully it's not uncomfortable. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, transition thing. First sketched out the design that I wanted for the balloons in the house. This is obviously her house, not the up house. And made sure the balloons were bigger than the house, and made sure it was the size she wanted, and got her approval for everything. And now I'm going to trace this design on a piece of wood, a giant piece of wood board. This is going to be the base board so that the bulk of it is all connected, and it's like a 1/4 inch thick. I didn't want it like too thick and heavy, but I still wanted it sturdy enough to be on her door. But so I'm going to trace this whole design onto it, and then I'm going to cut that out obviously, and then I'm going to layer wood pieces mostly onto the house, a little onto the balloons, to give it a 3-dimensional effect. And I'm going to stain them different colors and then color the balloons and all that. So yeah, we're gonna trace this now. So at the bottom of the house, I added a small base that I could later attach the hanging nameplate to. So to achieve the 3-dimensional effect I wanted on the house, I numbered my sketch 1 through 5 for each of the sections, with 1 being the farthest back section of the house, which would be the base wood layer on my design. Then the 2s would be layered on top of the 1s and glued down, and then the 3s would be on top of the 2s, the 4 on top of the 3, and the 5 on top of the 4, being the piece of the house that sticks forward the most. So be sure to cut them in sequence. So cut all the 1s out first and trace the whole thing, and then cut out all the 2s and trace the whole thing. That way each piece is sitting on top of another piece of wood, and you don't have like the roof piece floating on top of nothing. cut everything out. Now I have like a jigsaw puzzle of a house. But I also numbered them on the wood as I went, so I knew which piece went to which. And I'm actually pleased that I got them all to fit on these two little pieces. But now I'm going to do the windows as well. And yeah, that's all I gotta do. First, I cut out the house, which was straight lines. And then for the balloon section, first I cut one side and then the other in kind of a triangle fashion. And that way I could just sand them down into a curve because it's kind of hard to make really tight curves with a jigsaw. I then started staining the wood and had difficulty opening the stain, but I did a coffee stain for all of the house pieces and then a darker wood stain for the roof sections, and then all of the windows and frames and stuff I left the natural wood color. Okay, I have everything done I have everything done and cut out, and this is how it's looking so far. Next I'm going to wood glue them in place, and I'll clamp them down as they're glued so that they make a firm seal. And then I'll paint the balloons all the rainbow colors, and then I will work on the nameplate for Below House. I used an old paintbrush to wipe off some of the excess glue that came out when I clamped them down so that there wasn't a dried, like hard glue substance in the way, just to make it nice and clean. I personally wanted to wood burn the name into it. You could always paint it if you wanted to. I just felt the wood burning gave it a nice, cool effect. So, it's done! I'm really happy with how it came out. It looks really good. I'm going to finish sanding the edges to make them nice and smooth, and then I'm going to seal the wood with, I made a DIY beeswax sealer. There's multiple recipes online. It's just beeswax with a type of oil. I used coconut oil. You can use coconut oil, almond oil. You can use olive oil, but that sometimes can make a little bit of a greenish hint. So you can try that. But sealing it is really important to protecting the wood, but it also helps bring out the grain of the wood and like the stains that you used, so it should help the colors pop a little more. I might use like just a normal paint sealer on the balloons. I don't know, I haven't decided. But then I'm going to seal the name sign, and I'm going to attach all of the hardware to the back so that it can hang, and then the hooks for the name sign to hang, and it'll be done. And it looks so good, and I'm happy with how it came out. So, yep. It's done. So I attached all the hardware, I have hooks vertical on the main piece and then horizontal on this piece so they can hook into each other. And when you put these hooks in, depending on the type of wood you're using, this is thin wood, drill the hole first so that the wood doesn't split. Be very careful when you're doing this if you use hooks. And then on the back, I just added these little guys that you add this wire into, and you can adjust the length of the wire for how high you want it to hang, whatever. I'm gonna let the person decide that. And the screws are very, very thin, so they don't go through. But yeah, so that's how it's gonna hang there. And yeah, it's done. It's so good. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope it was easy to follow and made sense. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back, in another year or two with another one.